millstone palm. Now, as you know, I'm not a defensive fighter. So the way this is generally done is you would punch at me and I would deal with it this way. Mm-hmm. But since you know I'm kind of a bastard and I like to fight, I'm going to bring it to you. So we're here, I'm going to come with this kick to get your attention there as I'm attaching, as we think of in Mantis. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to stay attached as I move into attack. Now, because again, I really like screwing people up, what do you think my next move is going to be from here? What's my favorite thing to do? I'm going to hook the neck. Because remember, we have the Mantis principle. We never bring our attacking hand back without taking something. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to chop, my next move is I'm going to take your neck. Mm-hmm. It's just always what's going to happen. If I come here, boom, I'm going to take your neck. Mm-hmm. So you want to get that in mind here, that if you're going to be the aggressor, you've got to constantly be the aggressor and mix things into the fight. So I kick. You're probably going to see that coming. Mm-hmm. And you're going to maybe move or something. It doesn't matter because I stay attached.
Mm-hmm. Now, on the second piece, I noticed that you're blocking high, you're not blocking low. That's because you don't want the elbow.
Exactly.
So
it's never enough to stop a wrist because that elbow, I'm always going to bend that elbow into you. Especially if you're moving forward. You're going to eat my elbow. And I don't block at the elbow. I block a little higher because the closer to your core, the more torque I can get to turn you. Okay. So then I don't have to chop to the side of the neck. I can go right there for the super bad underneath the occipital protuberance and really mess up the cervical spine. Now on the second one goes in this plane. Mm-hmm. And it's just hook, seal, and notice what's happening with my seal. My sealing's pushing it into your body. Mm-hmm. Okay? So again, you can't, and if you try to hit me with the shoulder, the higher up I am here, the less movement you have on your shoulder. That's another reason not to do this right at the elbow, because you still now have a shoulder. And that's the whole point in Bajo, is sometimes we're hitting our 8 elbows, we're hitting with the shoulder. Okay. So you have to immobilize the whole upper body. One of the problems with turning the person is it gives their shoulder more access to you. Now they're in a perfect alignment through the shoulders to attack by bending forward with the waist. So you have to be aware of that and cut that off by pressing into their body. Okay. I don't think I've ever mentioned that to you before, but that's a very important principle.
Pressing it in.
Is I iron palm you to put that into you so that I can then safely chop you.
Okay. So immobilize that arm as quickly as possible.
Don't think of immobilizing the arm. Think of using the arm as a means of controlling the whole upper torso.
And I notice too when you do it, you're not really spinning me because you're trying to keep that from lining up. You're just trying to get it into my chest.
Right, exactly.
So this one don't spin.
You don't have to spin,
yeah,
no.
But on millstone palm, you want to twist the body so that it gives you better access to the neck.
Because as long as he's moving on this plane, he's not going to be thinking to move on this plane too.
Correct.
You want to be, just like a marionette, you want to be controlling all the strings.
So on Golo Chue, try to jam it straight in.
Iron palm. Boom!
Bam, right to the neck.
Right.
So.
And it's all one motion. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's boom! Right there. So you don't have time to think or react if I do an iron palm to that
Correct.
upper arm correctly.
And that's why you start this third lesson in
Right.
repetition, 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 so that it's super fast.
Exactly.
Got
They
it.
shouldn't ever have to think it's just boom, right there.
Yep.
Don't think about it. It just happens and it's quick. It's just one hand, and the hands kind of move like the millstone palm, but again, in this plane of movement. And that's very important, because once you learn how to move your hands through the planes, any attack, doesn't matter what hand technique you're using, how you're holding your hand, it's all the same thing. It's all the same movement happening on different planes. So once you've mastered it one way, all you got to do is turn and do the exact same movements on the same on a different plane. The bicycle cutting up under, and again, notice what I'm doing with the bicep. And then I can come right in here.
Gotcha.
If I want, or to the ribs. I like in here because you've got the brachial plexus, and you can deaden the arm with a good strike into the armpit.
So you're trying to get up, up close, and then through. Got
Right.
it. So I want to really get up in there.
Right.
When it comes.
It's that lifting. In 7-star, they call that gua. Gua is to hang, to lift it up. Well, they also use this, but we really emphasize it in the plum flower families. So it's here, and again, attacking the bicep. But some people don't emphasize that. Some people just think of lifting the arm, but I like to attack the bicep so that when I come, and now I'm using an iron palm strike. Doesn't matter. See, once you find your favorite hand positions you like to hit with, then you just insert it into these 4 drills.
Gotcha.
Now, lifting is the one that I have the least confidence in. I would rather be bringing the person down with the bicycle movement than lifting them up, because people are going to give more resistance to a lift up by dropping their body weight if they feel it coming.
Okay.
That's an easy way to cancel out our lifting techniques, is to just drop the body slightly. Now again, these things happen in seconds or less than a second. These 3 strikes should happen in less than a second, okay? And that's the key, is getting them so that they do. But I just have the least confidence in the lifting. It's easier to knock something down
Correct.
than to try to pull it up.
Okay. And then the last one
Is rolling.
rolling.
It's just hit, and strike.
Now
Anyway.
on the second arm, am I attaching and
You're
pushing?
not as much, no. I don't anyways.
Okay.
I just want to get it down. But notice how I push it out to the side this time.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
You're opening me up here.
And you're not going to be able to bend that elbow by it being pushed back here.
I can't engage the shoulder either because I'm straight onto you.
Right. It opens you up. It opens your tiger gate. This, the millstone palm, opens your dragon gate. This opens your tiger gate
Gotcha.
for a strike.
Okay.
And that's why we use this strike into the windpipe. So I open your your tiger gate. That gives me this, and I come right up in to strike the windpipe with the back of my hand.
Gotcha.
And I'm actually using the back of my hand rather than my wrist because it's a soft target. I don't have to worry that I'm going to, I'm not trying to hit you in the chin. That would break the carpals in my hand.
Now, when you're coming in, is this hand coming up and in, or you just straight in?
It's just kind of
So
snapping.
it's snapping in at an upward
Snap.
angle.
Snap, yeah.
Okay.
So it's here and it snaps. That's
Okay.
where the power comes from. The little short power jing.
Okay. So that is up.
Because
and
again,
in.
you're going to the windpipe. That's not a hard target.
Yeah. Just like we had talked about with the throat punch and how it's meant to come in more
Right,
at an angle.
exactly.
So this has to come up
Right.
so that it's not hitting
Right.
the chin and then I'm breaking
The
something.
best way to get something in from low to high is in close and close to your body.
And then up.
Because then it's going to slide right up underneath your chin. You don't have to worry about it coming from here. It comes from here. So that's why here, notice where my hand is.
Yep, right
My
down.
hand's down here close to you to strike up. It's not coming from out here and then trying to hit the neck where all you have to do is go. And you might get a few teeth knocked out, but you can still fight with broken teeth.
Yeah.
A broken windpipe's a lot harder to fight with because you can't breathe anymore.
They won't breathe.
And again, of course, with me, the next thing is roll to the hook.
Roll.
Always, that's going to have to be one of my mottos. Roll to the hook.
Roll.
As soon as I hit you in the neck, I roll to the hook. Hi, friends. Today I'd like to show you a drill that I teach beginning students to help them learn the 4 planes of blocking and striking. The first plane is like a flat table. The second plane is like a mirror in front of you. The third plane is like a bicycle wheel spinning. The fourth plane is like down turning, rolling, and striking. And each of them have a different hand position so that you can teach the people 4 ways to strike with their hands. So and they're all linked with a kick, the same kick, which is just the lifting kick into the shin. It's like you're punting a football. This isn't going to break anything. The whole point is misdirection, to get their attention low while you're hitting them high. So we start out like this. Kick, block the wrist, knock the elbow aside, chop to the neck. The second is kick. Now we're working on this plane. Hook, seal, strike with the fingers. We're going to kick, rise, rise, strike. We're going to kick, roll, roll, strike with the back of the wrist. So they learn the 4 planes: the table, the mirror, and what I think of as the bicycle. Rising first, descending second. Again, teach them to kick and attack at the same time. 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 Kick, strike. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. You notice that I'm using 2 stances. I'm using the hook foot and then shifting into the hill climbing with each technique. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. Simple as that. Going the other direction. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. Kick, strike. 4 different hand techniques linked to the same kick. This will give your students the ability to learn to fight right from the get-go. I would teach this drill on perhaps the third lesson, so that they get 4 fighting techniques that they can work on for months, along with the other things that you're going to throw at them. But it gives them some practical fighting. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.